In this video, I am going to try to define exactly what virtual assistants and freelancers do for a living, what they are, what does it mean, and what do they do.
Lucky! Create, grind, and unwind. Hit that record button.
What exactly does a virtual assistant and freelancer mean? Oftentimes, I see people on social media, the internet in general, and even in real life, misrepresenting and interchanging the words virtual assistant and freelancer. An exact definition, or at least an attempt to clearly differentiate the two and also lay out their similarities, will not only help our colleagues in the digital technology space to really understand and be able to tell people what they do for a living, but also paint a better picture for the people they serve or we serve and interact with. Hi, John here, and welcome to my channel where we discuss creativity and technology. Basically, talk about, career of online creatives, freelancers, virtual assistants, the grind of creative entrepreneurs, and the things we do to diffuse the stress, anxiety. If that is something you relate to and are interested in and resonate with, then hit the subscribe button, the thumbs up, and share this video. So I have been a web designer, WordPress developer, brand strategist, and digital marketing entrepreneur, working online for over 12 years now. In the information technology industry and our field of working online, the line separating the definitions of virtual assistants, or VA as we call them, and freelancers have somewhat blurred into each other. In my opinion, this has kept our industry a confusing mystery for the people looking in and even for our colleagues in the IT space. Once we are able to clearly define what we do within ourselves and around our sphere, we will be able to help and serve more people, improve the services that we offer, improve our skills, prove the value that we give to our clients. Because once we clearly define what our expertise are, then we will be able to continually learn from the technologies that are available that improves our work process, our quality of the output that we are producing. We must be able to educate our clients on the things that they need to look for, especially process that comes with whatever we offer, the skills we are experts in. And when I see online job hiring posts on platforms such as Upwork, Freelancer, Onlinejobs.ph listing skill requirements that are quite ridiculous in my opinion. Have you ever seen these job posts requiring a web developer to also know how to design graphics in Canva, websites in Figma, do SEO, edit videos, and even write copy? Job posts looking for graphic/web designers but required to also be proficient or experienced or have the knowledge in Laravel, PHP, set up email marketing funnels, and run social media ads. These job posts often offer compensation that does not justify the tasks and responsibilities that you are assigned to do. It becomes very stressful, overwhelming, sometimes even toxic. It seemingly pushes you to continue to have to learn multiple areas of digital marketing and creative media that drown you in never-ending needs to learn and do a dozen things at the same time now. And the fact that these employers are trying to look for a single person who does a wide variety of skills that, in all honesty, it is list of skills that should be assigned to an entire team or even an entire agency, but only have a budget lower than the average employee salary in their own state or country. That's just real talk. Virtual assistants and freelancers who live in developing countries like the Philippines, India, wherever, Thailand, they're trying to have a criteria in their own country would be assigned to an entire team, an entire digital marketing agency. I really want to evangelize, clearly defining the things that we offer. These businesses who are asking for our help get confused. They think that one person can do everything, know everything, or be expert at everything in a certain area. Also, these businesses who are looking for our help as a virtual assistant or a freelancer, they should understand that English is not our first language. Also, if you have ever tried to apply online for a credit card here in the Philippines or any type of application through an online form, you may have scrolled down to the occupation field and search for virtual assistant and freelancer in the drop-down options. The drop-down field field does not show anything that defines what I do career wise. What appears on these forms, which is somehow the only existing choice we have, is information technology. Most people do not understand that information technology has so many different subsets, subcategories, and specializations that they frequently mix up hardware with software, computer networks with digital marketing, and vice versa. I am sure most of you who work in IT, whether office based or online, can relate to this and probably has a story to share where you were asked by a relative or a friend if you could do a certain tech job, assuming that all tech people can fix everything that is computer or even machine related. Some of you designers and developers have probably been asked if you can fix a busted monitor, phone, printer, or worst of all, a refrigerator. If you have a story about being asked to solve a tech problem that is outside of the skills that you have, please let me know by putting your comments below. Let's start the conversation about that. For us to have a clear understanding of what virtual assistants and freelancers are, what they do, and what to expect from them, we need to first understand what they are not. Virtual assistants who work full-time have to report to a manager and clock in a certain number of hours per day or per week using time tracker applications are not freelancers. Let's get that straight. Virtual assistants who are not freelancers do not have project-based jobs or other clients who send tasks to them, either part-time, hourly-based, or retainers. A virtual assistant who is not a freelancer is someone who does not receive multiple projects from multiple clients and do not have the flexibility to work any time of the day for any number of hours he or she decides to. Usually, a virtual assistant works around 6 to 8 hours a day, 30 to 40 hours a week, and need to regularly show up to work, track their time, and report to their respective managers, team leaders, and even owners of the company. They are actually part of the, company roster, or they should be at least, have all these company perks of a regular office-based employee. Now, freelancers do not need to clock in using time trackers. They often get project-based jobs, hourly-based tasks, and even retainers. They control the amount of time they put into work day after day and often are not part of the company, agency, or corporation. This usually means no company employee perks such as paid leaves and holiday bonuses. I am open to a conversation about it. I think that's the main reason why I started this channel, so that people who work in the tech industry and in digital marketing would discuss things like this. Especially us Filipinos really need to start a discussion on subjects that involve the things we do for clients who are out of the country or even for clients here locally. Don't get me wrong, there will always be situations where you can be both. You can be a virtual assistant and freelancer at the same time, which means there are hybrids that exist in the paradigm of our line of work. Now that we have defined what they are not, let us look at the 5 similarities that I can think of and what makes them alike. Number 1, working from anywhere with an internet connection. One of the advantages of being a VA or a freelancer is that we can work anywhere we want with a laptop, a tablet, or sometimes even a phone. As long as the internet speed is stable and relatively fast, depending on the services we provide or at least the tasks we are hired to do, an average download speed of at least 25 Mbps and upload speed of 15 Mbps should be enough for tasks that involve writing emails, content management, and even graphic and web design, depending on the size of the file you need to edit, download, or upload. Of course, the higher the speed of the internet connection, the better. Number 2, we speak with clients from all over the world. I have seen online job coaches preach about not needing to be good at English communication, whether writing or reading, in order to land a job or become a successful virtual assistant or a freelancer. I somewhat agree to an extent, but hear me out. If you really want to be someone who is valued by clients from English-speaking countries such as the United States, United Kingdom, Australia, being able to speak their language, or at least in a conversational way, will help you connect with your clients professionally and sometimes even personally. Learning a thing or two about the popular culture and interests in your client's area would make you very socially engaged engaging with your customers at a different level, rather than just saying yes and no to certain things that they say, or saying okay to everything that they tell you to do. It could be a TV show, a movie, music, sports, the arts, or anything that is not closely related to the service you are providing for them and their customers. Even having a good sense of humor can be quite useful. I myself have cracked jokes. When you crack jokes that are reference to their popular culture or recent events, they are usually surprised that I understood such a concept within their culture. That's something that we all need to understand as a virtual assistant or a freelancer, is that you should be able to relate to them. If you're frustrated about something, if you're happy about something, if you're positive about something, you should be able to show them or to tell them and make them understand that your side of the story, and not just saying, okay, sir, okay, mom, yes, mom, I'll do it today, mom. It's just something that we should all practice. It will take time, probably. It's something that I really want to get out there. Let's go back to our list. Number 3, we use the internet to sell our services, our skills, and sometimes even our products. As online workers, we all leverage the power of the internet to sell our expertise, whether it's a product, service, or skill. Without the internet, we might have a different career, and that's a fact. I myself know that without the internet, I wouldn't be able to live the way I do or provide for my family. And it's something that I think about every day and try to be thankful for. It's something that we all need to think about. Number 4, we use various computer applications to collaborate on projects. When I was starting out, and probably most of you work with clients who are just starting out, online startups, brick and mortar businesses who want to expand their horizons in getting clients through the internet. Most of the time, startups are not as structured, as organized as a company who has done it several years. So sometimes when we get these clients, we need to be able to let them know that emails are just not enough. Sometimes emails tend to get buried within the conversation or within the thread, and we get lost, and it affects the workflow. Our line of work inundates us with numerous applications that we must use or choose to use. Collaborating on projects, I think, has to be very structured. We should use applications like project management applications, instant messaging, design and development collaboration software, and file management like Dropbox. And I think learning these applications and using our organizational skills makes or break our ability to be part of a process of collaborating with our colleagues and the clients themselves. The 5th similarity between a virtual assistant and a freelancer is we both need to continue learning new technologies. The information and digital technology industry is fast-paced and ever-changing. I have seen technologies emerge that dictate the standards of creative and administrative tasks and processes. In my case, the web design and web development process, as well as the aesthetic principles, is so fluid that one trend today might disappear one day and come back as the years pass by. Or perhaps a certain standard will be disrupted because of new apps and hardware that allows us to work more efficiently as creatives without having to build from scratch. It just simply just makes our lives and our process that we work in, or how we build things, makes it easier and faster. Let's take graphic and web design for example. Back when I was still in the first few years of my career as a designer, Photoshop was considered the standard design application by the majority of graphic and web designers. If you can remember those days, Photoshop had the major share of users because of its robust and easy to use tools and user interface. It's just the fact that most web designers came from a graphic design background. It just makes the transition, the way we work as designers, easier. Designers loved using Photoshop as an app to create website mockups, ebook cover designs, infographics, Google ad graphics, digital artworks, illustrations, and even logos. But Photoshop wasn't primarily invented for those types of creative assets. Photoshop was originally built for, well, photos. Because of the possibilities available in Photoshop, you will see creative assets often use gradients, photo filters, shadows and highlights, bevels, strokes, and photo manipulations that often created a plethora of art and design styles that translate to every form of media and branding and marketing channels. When those became too much of a fad and almost all designers use the same style, people started to adapt more minimalist styles and clean designs, especially in web design where having too many JPEGs and PNGs would cause the website to load very slow. And the fact that we needed to design for multiple screen sizes and there's probably an infinite size of smartphone screens, we needed to slow down and go back to the roots of minimalism. Fast forward to today, the invention of Canva has led to a design shift yet again, where fun shapes and icons that can be converted to SVG appear in almost every creative asset you could think of, especially in the web. Meanwhile, the return of the dark UI style of design in web and software application is seemingly influenced by our infinite choices of handheld device. And now that AI software like Midjourney, ChatGPT, and Adobe Firefly is in the picture, then all gloves are off. Creatives will definitely be challenged. People will lose their jobs if they do not adapt to the new technological trend that is happening. So those are the 5 similarities that I could think of between a virtual assistant and a freelancer. In its purest form, let us try to define what a virtual assistant and what a freelancer is. A virtual assistant provides administrative and creative services to clients and employers in an online environment rather than a physical office. There are 2 main types of virtual assistants. Number 1 is the general virtual assistant, and the second one is the specialist virtual assistant. Now, a general virtual assistant is a type of virtual assistant that can have multiple sets of tasks that they do for a client or an employer. The range of tasks they do in their job can include anything from emails, calendar scheduling, taking minutes, recording notes, bookkeeping, organizing files, graphic design, managing website content, copywriting, marketing, and pretty much anything else the employer wants them to do, which is, very tiring. The specialist virtual assistants, unlike general VAs, focuses on tasks that involve one or a few skills within the same area or within the same spectrum. Specialists are usually equipped with technical expertise in their line of work, whether it be design, writing, customer relationships, sales, marketing, etc. To summarize the difference between a general virtual assistant and specialist virtual assistant, a general virtual assistant acts more like a typical office assistant, only doing it virtually. They do typical and repetitive administrative work for employers who assign them tasks that help organize, structure, and schedule processes for the business, while a specialist VA often handles tasks involving strategy, technical applications, and digital marketing. General VAs tends to be more of a jack of all trades. A specialist VA concentrates on 1 or 2 skills that allow them to master and hone them well. Realistically, there is a third type, but in my opinion, this type is not recommended because VAs who work on every type of job usually get stretched out, overwhelmed, and are not as effective in accomplishing what the other 2 could in terms of the value and results they can provide. This virtual assistant that I'm talking about is called the hybrid, and as the label suggests, this type of virtual assistant does everything that the general VA and sometimes a specialist VA might do for a business. The crossover between tasks often results in burnout, but it could potentially be the most rewarding and socially connected experience with the client or employer. Most hybrid virtual assistants do work with a C-level management. A freelancer usually has a specific set of skills which they specialize in. This involves working creatively in the digital marketing field, whether it is design, branding, web development, copywriting, online marketing, customer relationships. Freelancers have to be more business oriented and structured. Oftentimes they are self-starters when it comes to handling projects and providing the services they offer to clients. Freelancers are usually not officially employed as a part of the company that their client runs or owns. They act more as an independent contractor, consultant, and service provider for a specific type of work in which they specialize in. Freelancers are often paid per project, through retainers, or even monthly subscriptions. If they are on an hourly based contract, they usually do not have to use a time tracker to prove that they work for that customer. A freelancer's work is value-based and results-based rather than the hours that they clock in inside an organization's employment ecosystem. This doesn't mean, however, that they should not produce what accomplishes a goal or a promise that needs to be achieved. Most successful freelancers have a personal brand and a well-laid out system for the process in which their service is fulfilled. It involves outreach, analysis, acquisition, strategy, development, testing, and implementation. A freelancer is often a single single entity running an entire business as a solopreneur, or they have a team of freelancers that specialize in a variety of sub-specific work niches that make up the complete service description they offer, which often means subcontracting for work. Although a freelancer is not constrained by what full-time employees are bound to do, such as time tracking, scheduling daily meetings, exclusivity, freelancers still need a certain level of professionalism. This entails showing up for customers, maintaining a great working relationship, delivering the service, and fulfilling a promise. All of these mean you should have the discipline to grind, the ability to wear multiple hats, the tenacity to learn new things, and at the same time be your own project manager, accountant, customer service representative, assistant, and sometimes even janitor. So the bottom line is both virtual assistants and freelancers require hard work. Our success in our occupation depends on our focus and application of the services and products we offer, our ability to communicate or understand the concepts of branding, and the success of the marketing campaigns we are working on. Even though in its purest form, virtual assistants and freelancers may have different strategies and roadmaps to success, the fundamental principles of becoming a successful online worker and entrepreneur still apply to all of us. When you are hiring someone from the Philippines, from India, from outside the US or outside Canada, we're already using our brain to communicate with you in a language that's not our own. You should already be paying us more. If you hire someone overseas to do certain things that helps you save money, it helps you increase the return of your investment in your business, the compensation or the salary should be equal to the average employee in your area. It's only fair that the freelancer or the virtual assistant will also get that certain rate because our skills involve, something that's more technical. So in my case, I know that web designers and web developers in the US are earning at least $50 an hour. So what do you think? Would love to know your thoughts. So please comment below so we can start the conversation. As much as I want to learn more from you, I hope you also learned a thing or two from this video. If you know someone who wants to become a virtual assistant or work online, become a freelancer, or just someone who benefits from this video, please do share it with them. Remember, the ultimate gift aside from love is knowledge. Outlaw Geek, signing out.